So we talked on SEO that okay, but now here I have one question that when, for example, I am making my own new company, right? No one knows me. I am registering a new name, some random name. I am making a website. Now, when I upload it first on the Google server, where will it lie? If someone, for example, I'm naming my website buybooks.com. Right? Now, if anyone searches buy books, will Flipkart, Amazon show on the top? Because I think that they also have their keywords for buying books.
Yeah, so at first, if you open a website, it won't show up because in search and optimization, there's keywords, there's structuring, there's another thing called backlinking, right? And how, like at Flipkart is mentioned in many articles and many reviews. So their links to the website is also mentioned on that site, right? And there are a lot of backlinks, right? If you open Wikipedia, every letter, every word has a backlink, right? So backlinking improves your website quality. So if you are a new company and if you are just put up by book.com, at first it wouldn't show up because you wouldn't have that amount of reach, because there's a huge giant Flipkart and then Amazon, and there would be plenty other people, because buy a book.com or buy a book can just be another keyword also, right? So at first, as a startup, you need to list your articles, like make a blog post, right? Set at a blog section and keep consistently posting on blog, and somehow in those blogs mention the buy a book, like in some paraphrasing or some keywording. Not don't do keyword stuffing. Like a keyword stuffing is something that when Google finds you in a specific post and on a specific thing, your keyword stuffing, stuffed keywords, meaning that, for example, if I use orange, if I use I like orange, I love orange, orange is my favorite food, orange is that, then it would see that okay, orange is used multiple times. Then it would think of this as redundant and it would make your site spammed. So you need to, like in India, the best I think the search engine optimization is done by cardekho.com. Their website brings search engine optimization is so efficient and so good that then I don't correctly remember the numbers, but they are bringing huge numbers to their website. Every person who just searches for car rent, car sell, car buy, the first website that comes is their website. So how it started, at the first they started by posting some articles, posting some blogs, mentioning by hyperlinking by if I'm an Instagram story, adding that link to the of the website on my story. And slowly, when people start posting it, when people start talking about it, as more and more people start visiting it, and they liked, and if a user spends more amount of time in a website, it just slowly increases their rank. And if a user spends less amount of time on a website, it just decreases the rank, right? So that's how web search and optimization work. The more amount of time a person spends on a website and how he likes it, how he spends time on it, the Google has become so advanced and so amazing that it can literally see where you are spending most amount of time. There's a thing called heat mapping, right? So with heat mapping, you can see if you're a company, if you're like a buyproduct.com, you can see where is the point where most amount of users are spending their time. Like for example, if you want to know how heat mapping works, for example, like if you imagine a football pitch, we sometimes see some figures, okay, of some Messi or Ronaldo, they've covered this much distance, this much area in this region. So the same way heat mapping works. Of an entire website, you can see how many times a button is clicked if it's opened, how many times a person has viewed some page, and what amount of time they spent on that page. So basis on that, you have to keep on improving and improving. Then there's thing called alt text, and you can add text on an image because it also improves your, it's like hidden features. So if you're a new website, you need to consistently post some content on your website to build your audience, because I personally believe that consistency is the key. If it doesn't matter if you post 1000 times in one day and you stop doing it for a whole month, it won't work like that. It takes time to build an audience, but it takes more time to build a community. You can have an audience, but you can never have a community. Building communities takes huge amount of time. The community that Car Dekho Group have now, it took them 10 years to build. So their company is at a level now because they were crunching those numbers back 10 years before. Same with Apple, same with Samsung, same with any other company. Same with Ferrari, any you name it company, you name it. Like even if Mama Earth, it wouldn't have been easy for a just for a face like face wash company or some what cosmetic company, right, to just bet on the esports market that okay they are able to, they might bring change, they might able to, because at that time we weren't sure how long the COVID period would have been, but they betted on them and they spent time with it, right? So that's how I also feel. And such an optimization, you need to spend time, you always need to make some corrections, adjust a few things, even changing how your post, how your picture is makes a huge impact. Secondly, your pictures on the I have seen few sites that some startups, what they do is they put very high definition, high HD quality photos. So what happens is, if your size is very huge, it takes very huge amount of time for the picture to load, right? And if you see buffering, then we as humans, we don't like, we just skip it. So that's why, that's also a huge reason why you also think of future and like keep it simple. Try to keep it, don't put high end, high definition photos, but put photos which can impact the audience and bring a meaning to it.
Right. In India, who do you feel has the best website?
I personally think Car Dekho has, and Car Dekho. Then I don't think any other company comes close to what Car Dekho has achieved in the search and optimization era and that field, in terms of numbers and the audience they have reached.
And whom do you feel has the most, great marketing strategy all over the world? Who is the most like you
Like
just
all over India, I would think both, because both are doing things which we can't comprehend. Like if any like if, 2 3 months back, there was a, like if you remember, there's a metro issue. There was a person who, there was a lady who went to the metro and she was started saying things, and later on board came out saying we were the people who did it. So they create so much hype. Then all over world for marketing, currently I'm a huge fan of Logan Paul KSI's Prime Drink Hydration. They are doing crazy shit. They are just mind blowing things. Like I don't know if you've heard about it, but you know that photo in which it seems that KSI is kneeling down and Logan Paul is standing. Somebody edited that, and Logan, he just reshared it. That photo got 20-40 million likes on Twitter. Then he put it on Australia and in a store. It got another 50 million likes, and in just 2-3 days of or a week, he had 700 million likes and retweet. So their marketing campaign is just on different level. Like they are truly using their, or like their presence of the influencer of who they are, amazing. Like having in your second year only having UFC, then I think they have recently signed with an baseball team also, right? Then Arsenal, bro, how you can be a sponsoring for Arsenal is not a small thing. It's like how.
yeah, like that's the point that I said.
Yeah.
Marketing just differentiates because they drink. It's just simple.
Yeah, Gatorade is doing the same thing. They destroyed Gatorade in 2 to 3 months. They killed the Gatorade. Gatorade destroyed, competition has just destroyed there. Nobody's talking about Gatorade. Even Coke. Us Indians, if we know about Logan Paul or KSI, we know the beef, we know the fights, we know the brawls. We follow Sidemen, we follow those. Even if we don't know about it, just because of the hype of Prime, if a Prime store is open in India, is going to be solved or in a seconds, in matter of seconds. So that's how they have created a huge mindset, like huge hype in our mind also, that all of us are in our mind also like we also want like Prime. We also want to taste just one bottle. We pay anything for it. So like that's how they have done so well.
The magic of marketing.
Yeah, the magic of marketing.
In India, I feel that another company which is similar to is that Cred. I feel
Yeah,
Cred
yeah.
is more of a marketing company than of a
Yeah,
fintech company.
yeah.
I think their ads get more likes than their product.
Yeah. Cred marketing campaign is just funny, and like their ads are so pleasing to watch. Like right now, there's an IPL there's ad of like Alia Bhatt and Jio. I don't want to like get in the comment of like I'm not like don't like Alia Bhatt and all, but I love those Cred ads, those Ravi Shastri ads, those funny Ranveer Singh. I love those ads. Yeah, Rahul Dravid ad. Their ads were so because we never thought that those level of people would do such things. We never expected them, and when they did, we're like, "Oh, this is so damn funny!" And we used to watch again and again and again and again. So that's yeah, as you mentioned correctly, marketing like literally plays a huge thing in everything.
Now, like Cred has $1 billion funding now. It's a unicorn, though being a loss-making company. So they can afford such marketing. For a startup which has just started, what do you say? How much percentage of their money should they allocate for marketing? And for a founder who doesn't know marketing, from where do they begin? Because marketing should start from day one, I feel. When your prototype or product is ready, till then your startup is just a project. And when your prototype is ready and you are going to launch, it's a startup.
Yeah.
So you start planning your marketing strategy. So how to go about it?
So, firstly, I would personally suggest that getting into the digital marketing area is free of cost. You just need a phone and an Insta account and what LinkedIn account to make an account to just post some stuff, right? So first, if you're making a product, you should have good research about it, that why your product people will buy it at the price you are quoting, why they would, and what advantages that product bringing into their life, right? Then you should think about second main point is that how you like when you're putting out a post, you should always try to in every post you should always try to answer this question: how is this post bringing some value about my product in the customer's mind? How is this product creating the necessity in their mind? If I'm a, like let's just say for example soap company, if I just post about okay my soap can is 99.9% disinfectant, or it also is actually moisturizer, it keeps your skin soft, then doing such kind of things, such kind of post makes your product more appealing. Secondly, as I mentioned before, consistency. You should keep posting about the product day after day after day after day. You won't get you huge numbers at one go. You won't. But with time, with process, you will slowly and slowly get those numbers. As soon as you're able to get huge amount of numbers, and if I from huge amount of number I say what 500 600, like for a small starter 500 600 for is a huge number. Then you should go on and move for physical marketing. For physical marketing, try to reach out to, depending on a product, try to reach out to people who are willing to buy it.
Target audience.
Yeah, your target audience. If you are selling soap, then try to contact your people like wholesalers or retailers. And if your product, it all depends on a product, right? Then you should always try to maintain the digital marketing always on the high. Like your production level should increase. If you as soon as you're getting followers, you should spend more amount of your money. Like if from a hundred, if I say 100%, you should invest what if I personally believe that investing 20% is enough on marketing, because on investing on marketing I mean which how kind of poster designing, like how is the post designed, how appealing it is, how you're capturing that moment, how you're like for example if I take off DJI or any other company, how they're producing those photos. If I talk about TVF or sorry any say Marvel, Marvel, if they are how they're shooting those videos, right? So they will share the BTS or they share small snippets. When we see those snippets, they're so high end, high definition, right? So at first, you don't need to have those high end, high definition thing in your mind. You need to slowly build up. You can relate it to literally to BBK Vines and Kyrie Minati. If we all know the first videos they were making, They have a camera and mic was so bad. They had no script. But they were consistently delivering to the audience. Karim Nati, if I'm right, was posting every second day. BBK Vines was doing it every second day also. They were consistent doing it again and again. Once they reach 10 million followers, then they've changed the focus from doing consistently to making a high-end product. Be it so same way a company should do all the same. Like if I say BBK Vines, I think or carry they post what in 1 month they make a post once or in 2 months or once, right? But their post now it seems high-end definition. They have scripted it, they have made high-end editing, and they have invested money in it. That time you can invest, but for a startup, I believe you should consistently start posting. Once you reach a specific level or specific number of followers, then you should start collaborating, start partnering with certain events, start collaborating, being a sponsor, go to some events, showcase the products, and that's how your journey should go. But at first, if you're a startup in the first year or so, I personally believe you shouldn't invest huge amount of money. Just posting on Insta, posting on LinkedIn can also be a huge source of income, because there are many companies who just started from Instagram and LinkedIn, and they have reached huge numbers.
Also, there were many companies which started just as an Instagram page and reached to Shark Tank, as you say. And now again, if they are posting, there is also a strategy in posting. I feel that if you are posting on LinkedIn, there is a certain pattern you follow. There's a certain method to write it. You be formal. You post a certain type of post. There are carousel posts for LinkedIn. For Instagram, there's a different type of post. How do you plan out? And there's a thing I got to know, there was a thing called content calendar. That companies just plan out their whole month's content, that okay, on this day at what time it would be posted. So what is that like? How do you plan it? And what are these two methods to write it? Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
So content calendar. In content calendar, we firstly think of which social media platform we are looking into. If it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, then as a company, our focus is to consistently post on all these platforms. If you open a LinkedIn page of any successful company, like be it Boat or any company, they will either post it every day, or even some companies like Razorpay, they post in every 6 to 7 hours, right? So, but people think there would be an admin who is posting at that time. It's not. All these posts, everything is scheduled months back. They have already scheduled their post, and they have chosen the time at what time the post is going. Coming to the formality side of the things, we have to first identify what type of audience Instagram has and LinkedIn has. Instagram has us Gen Zs, millennials who like to have fun, who like to have creative things, who like funky. LinkedIn is completely formal page. It's business, job, recruitment oriented. So if I put formal things here and informal things there, it won't match. I need to put correct kind of content in correct place to have the good amount of engagement and impressions I want. So that's how companies they visualize. If they see, okay, like just say for example, if I'm Boat will post about on LinkedIn. They will post about okay how they have collaborated with another company. They have collaborated with an IPL team. They have what they are doing in their office right now. They're working on. In Insta, they will post some funny things with some actress, some funny comments, some funny things. On Twitter, they will do random commenting. Like for example, if I take off the recent bawal between Virat Kohli and Gautam Gambhir, if any good companies want to get good numbers, they can just choose one side and say some random things. So that's how all these companies they see. They first visualize what target audience they're catering to, and then they try to develop the content for that specific audience. If they mismatch their target audience, it's not going to work. So that's why if you open for the same company, you will see if they're posting about Happy Women's Day, Happy Labor Day on LinkedIn, they won't post the same on Insta. They will send that message in some different way. they will make they will make a reel, they will make a video, but they won't make a meme or something that's all. But on LinkedIn they will make a formal poster of it. So the right place to post, it matters a lot. Like the content is king, it's king. But if you won't schedule it, like using content calendar is not going to work. You need to have a certain scheduled pattern for it. Like for example, if a company is posting on every for Insta, they're posting on Insta story, or for a startup, for say example startup, every startup should post at least 2 to 3 stories every day, right? Then they should post at least 3 to 4 reels and 2 carousel posts in a week.
In a week.
Because once again, if you consistently post about your stuff, then only an audience will know about it. Like if I say for my example, Agio is the closest example I've seen. We all have seen so many ads of Agio, and at one time we are like, देख ही लेते खोल के क्या ही है इसमें. Then we all like Instagram, we have clicked it once, right? So that's how they work. Same with anything. If one of our friends, if they keep posting about one thing again and again, you're like, क्या है ये खोल के देख ही लेते हैं भाई. Then that's how same with any other startup or company works. They know that they need to. If we take example of like Formula One team, or if we say just for example Red Bull Racing or Ferrari, they always keep posting consistently. And if you see Formula One, like their main Insta page, they post consistently. They know that their audience is us Gen Z millennials. And in order to keep us entertained, they need to post us every day, because we are content hungry. All of us have at least 2 hours of average time on Instagram, which is huge, but it's the truth. But that's how they know that okay, what content is working and how it is working. So from all these experiences, every company sets up their marketing strategy and campaign depending on their target audience. Upright, if I post, if Rolls-Royce started posting some content for let's just say some funny and content on Instagram, people will buy it now, because Rolls-Royce Instagram audience is like 25-26 year people. A 25-year person can't afford Rolls-Royce. A 30-40-year-old businessman will afford Rolls-Royce, right? So if Rolls-Royce starts posting on Insta, it will make no use for them. So why should they invest so much money on Insta? They should rather just keep themselves entertained, post on like going car shows are like private shows, should go there. But same with another company. If I am like let's just say I am selling cricket ball, if I go to some high-end private Airbus and Boeing aircraft, I'm saying, oh, buy my cricket ball. Nobody will. No, who is this? कौन आ गया ये? And if I say, okay, if I come on Instagram and I say people using Costco ball hitting sixes and all that, then it will just bring the correct audience to buy my product. Because at the end of the day, marketing, like people, as I started with this podcast also, marketing and selling is different. But selling, according to me, is just a metrics. Selling just tells you how good your marketing campaign truly is. It's just the metrics. So if your marketing campaign is good, your selling will be brilliant. Your sales will be huge. So that's how it is. It just works in tandem. If your marketing is good, your sales is good. If your marketing is not good, then your sales is also not good. So that's how it works.
No, there's this one point you mentioned that every startup or every company should at least post 3 stories in a day.
Yeah.
Right. Now, in the Instagram's algorithm, how do stories work actually? Because when you are posting a reel, you know that it is going to get, the hashtags are going to make it reach the audience.
Yeah.
But how does story, helps the company to grow? Like what's
so
the
yeah, so I will like cover all 3 facets. I will cover story, reels and photos. First I will come into story. So story is firstly, I'm like excluding the ads part. I'm just first talking about normal thing. Story is just for the audience who already follow you, right? If I'm already following you, you need to keep me entertained in the easiest possible way, because you just go and tap and see your story, right? And if you can see there's some sliding icon, okay, then there's like icon, then answering poll quizzes. This all for the audience which already follows you. right? This is not for the audience that is newcomers. So it is sometimes also for the new audience to know to explain what your company is, but it is essentially to keep your current audience entertained, right? Coming to reels and photos, sorry, carousel photos. The main essence of them is to bring the audience and build communities. Reels works. Reels helps us to bring the reach, right? Reels bring the huge amount of reach. Now, how does that work? Firstly, hashtags play a huge amount of role. Then trending audio. Using trending audio plays a huge amount of role. What they can do is put the trending audio, have your, if your video already has an audio, just add that trending audio and decrease its volume next to 0 or 2. Right? It's a hidden feature, hidden thing that all of us in marketing do. So this what helps is we are using the trending audio, but it is not playing, or video that we want, the audio that we want is playing, right? Then using the location icon, like where your video is shooting, it also plays a huge role, because to all those people who are in that vicinity, who are in that area, if I say Jaipur, if I say India, if I say Vellore, to all those people on their phones, that image is going to come. Then if your reel has more engagement paying likes, comments, shares, impressions mean okay how much time this person is spending on it. So these amount of things play a huge role. Secondly, Instagram, our attention span is 2 to 3 seconds. In 2 to 3 seconds, you should be able to capture your audience attention straight. That's how. If you're able to capture in 2 to 3 seconds, then only a person is going to watch the next 40 or 30 seconds. If it's longer than 40 seconds, nobody's watching it. I don't want to see a bhagat, I just want to see a short, quick, fun thing. Because Instagram is fun, right? So that's how you should, for reel, that's how it works. Keeping your audience entertained in the best short way, the reel part of things. Now coming to the carousel photos. In carousel photos, you can again use the location, adding the location thing. You can again use hashtags and everything. But what else you can do in carousel photo is that the main essence and main thing for carousel photo is that not to make your content too reel heavy, right? Because reels take amount of time to at least make a good reel. It takes some time. You can't just make a good reel just in a few seconds. While carousel posts, you just need pictures and snippets. So carousel posts are easy to make, and it keeps your audience again engaged, right? So that's why the whole essence is you should try to at least post every day of the week or every alternate day of the week. Then only you are able to build an audience at one point and community at one point. Because as I mentioned earlier also, building an audience is very easy. You can have 10,000 people listening to you, but out of the 10,000, how many are actually ready to interact and talking to you on stories? Though people who like and comment on your post and your reels or your photos are the real number of people who are interacting and engaging. The other rest 1,000, 10,000 lakhs are just random people who just followed for the sake of it. They're not like actual person who are looking to it. So that's how. Like if you say for example, I think in Instagram, Ronaldo is the most followed person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Messi, I don't know, is it for example Ronaldo only? Do you think the number of people who follow Ronaldo, as any post has had the same number of likes? No, right? Every other post that he has posted, it has 70 million likes or 40 million or one would have gone very huge number of likes, but it wouldn't have got the amount of likes that number of followers he had. If he has 100 million followers, he would have maximum got 40 million likes. So it just means that 40 million people are interacting with him and spending time. People, I understand, some people also watch it, some people view it, but some people also just follow and just forget about it. So just as a startup or as a company, your main focus is as a marketing specialist, as a marketing team, your focus always is to keep your audience entertained and build communities at the very essence. Because if you don't have a community, if you don't have an audience, you don't have anything.
It's like the difference between audience and a community. You say.
Yeah.
That maybe Ronaldo has 100 million of audience, but community is just 30, 40 millions. The people who like or comment, the people who are interacting with his content. Yeah.